Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Hope you have a beautiful, beautiful, happy day.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
First time I saw Jim, he was coming out of the Brimhall building with you, and I passed you going into the class and I waved to you. I saw that a couple of times, and a couple of days later I called you and asked how your life was going. You said fine, that you had met a guy in one of your classes and that he was really cool and he was very nice looking. And then you said, well, you've probably seen him. He comes with me when you pass by and you wave to us. I said, no, I don't think that was him because he's kind of a older guy. So fast forward a couple of months, we were getting ready to leave. You wanted Mom and I to come down and meet Jim. Jim answered the door and it was the same guy. He sat in the chair and you went over and sat in his lap, and Mom and I knew that this was the guy for you.
We saw Jim and I turned to my mom and I said, Mom, there's a problem. And she said, what problem? I said, he looks like a Hell's Angel. But once I actually met him, I thought Jim was great.
When I first met her, I liked her immediately. Thought she was very sweet, and I could see that my brother was very happy.
One of the early things that I learned was she liked to plan. Probably nobody has ever noticed that before, but she was a planner. And she also was one to love unconditionally. Jim, he was a crazy dude.
I would go down sometimes to hang out at her apartment, but I'd go down there and visit with Lana and have a great time until Jim showed up. But I liked him. He was fun to talk to, and he acted like I mattered. And then when he got ready to leave, he'd say, oh, stick around. He said, I'll take you home. But then they'd start kissing. Just the three of us in the room, which was pleasant for them, but it was a little awkward for me to sit there and think, okay, how soon is the car leaving?
When they came home from Oregon after their second reception, they were opening a couple of gifts, I think, that had been left for them. And one of them was some sheets. Of course, Jim immediately, he said, oh, look, Lana, I have the sheets.
Jim and I had a lot in common in that we're married to a Nebuchadnezzar woman, and there are special blessings and challenges involved with being married into such a great family.
First time I remember seeing Jim, Lana would get a little, kind of maybe a little disturbed or a little upset or so. He would say, Lana, now just relax. And he'd be the kind of the calming person of that family.
They're easy to love, easy to get along with, easy to want to be around. And they always treated me like as if I were somebody that mattered in their life.
One of the first things that comes to mind is that she was very kind, very intelligent, and talked a lot about her family. Her family was everything to her.
He had that leadership quality that was exhibited through calm love.
When I think of Jim and Lana's relationship, I think what a lucky gal she was, because Jim was so sweet, so kind, so gentle. Even my kids, they think of Uncle Jim as their favorite uncle because he was just the nicest guy in the whole world. He treated Lana so well. I think she treated him well too, but I know he treated her well.
She was a leader. She had a lot of leadership qualities.
I put her like way up here on this pedestal. She was just the best mom and the best wife and just such a grand lady.
You guys were just very well matched for each other.
When I think of Jim, I think of the change that really came upon his life, that he was sort of a juvenile delinquent, but then turned out to be a bishop and a great father and really a great example to all of us.
Well, our favorite, I think, is our trips to Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico was great. One of the things that we liked most was Jim being the tour guide. Within seconds, he always had them laughing.
Yes.
Within seconds.
Their devotion to each other, their kindness to each other, and humor.
To this day, Betty Jo and I talk about slow down, quit rushing all the time. Let's do the Jim Workman stroll. But what that really means is let's not be so hurried and so wrapped up in busyness and getting someplace that we miss out on the beauties of the journey.
My favorite memory of the two of them together is when they took me to Yellowstone. And Jim was the tour guide, only speaking English. It was lots of fun. We stayed in a hotel, like a log cabin thing. It was really fun.
One of the characteristics of both Jim and Lana is that they never pushed religion with our family. They did everything by example.
I remember the partnership. There's no better way to put it. They were in it together. I don't believe I ever saw them quarrel.
When he saw us all there, he went upstairs and put on a shirt and a tie because he thought we were all going to have our picture taken, and with his pajama bottoms.
I'm very grateful to them for their example of love, and commitment, kindness, and devotion. You know, I know that a lot of the time he was confused, but just the things that he would do just was constantly making you smile. But a very tender memory for me is we were saying goodbye and everybody had left. We just had a moment that it was Jim and Lana, Mel and I, and we were just getting ready to go back. And I said to him, "I love you, Jim." And he says, "I love you too, Debbie."
Well, I hope that all their kids will recognize what great parents they had and always follow in their footsteps as far as their commitment to the gospel, the commitment to each other, and commitment to family.
We missed their wedding, but we've been close ever since, and glad that he became part of the family.
What I hope your children will remember from your relationship. You and Jim had a very good relationship. You were very affectionate. You were very good to each other. And you and Jim were whole, and you were as one. And I love you so much.
When I went to visit them a few months before he passed away, I remember the morning that I left. You know, they walked me to the door. We're standing on the porch up in Idaho Falls, and he, you know, gives me his usual hug. And we say our goodbyes, and I started walking, and I got partway across the lawn, and I hear him say my name. He went, "John," and I turned around. He said, "You keep on being you." And that really is the epitome of who they were as a couple and individually too. I think they brought that together.